The halls of the Capitol are quiet today as lawmakers begin a required 72-hour waiting period before a final vote. But Obama supporters weren't the only ones to show up at the rally today. Just down the street, a group of Republicans tried to bring some attention to their candidate. It may look thin, but if you take a look at the fine print, you'll see $491 million in cuts to education. After 3 days of committee meetings where these cuts were first proposed, the House is back in session. So to get more traffic coming through our malls and local shops, retailers have proposed several sales tax holidays. To get to the equipment, the thieves first cut the transmission line on this truck, pushed it out of the way, then used a crowbar to pry open the doors.
Can John McCain and Sarah Palin count on your vote tomorrow?
With the presidential race down to the wire, Florida Republicans are recruiting anyone and everyone to campaign for John McCain. Tonight, a phone bank drew dozens of volunteers, enough to spill out the door.
It is very different when it does get down to the wire, like the crowds increase with the volunteers, but the main message is the same: get out the vote, and we can win this.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm with the Barack Obama campaign.
In Frenchtown, a volunteer with the Obama campaign went door to door with the same message. And while most residents are pleasant,
Do you vote for Senator Obama?
volunteers on both sides say they faced some animosity.
Every once in a while you get a door slammed in your face, but what I tell all the volunteers I work with is they just saved us time. Now we don't have to go back there and actually talk to people who are supporters and make sure that we get them out to vote.
And it's not just the national campaigns. Over the weekend, we caught Michelle Vasalinda making a last-minute pitch to early voters.
I'm Michelle Raywinkle Vasalinda, and I'm a Democratic candidate for House District 9.
And tonight, her opponent, Peter Boulware, was hoofing it through the Killearn area.
When you knock on doors and you shake people's hands and let them know that you're here and you're working for their vote, I think it really means something to them.
And to candidates and campaign volunteers everywhere, Tuesday night means everything. The culmination of months of hard work and immeasurable emotion.
Nobody's doing this frivolously. I mean, people are involved in this campaign because they're driven by their heart to work for something that really matters and bring change that we need to this country.
We are here today due to the simple fact that my daughter has died. She was murdered.
It's something no parent wants to go through, and Irv Hoffman and Margie Weiss hope no parent has to again. They lost their daughter Rachel in May while she was working as a confidential informant for Tallahassee police. During a sting, police lost track of her.
Rachel's body was discovered 2 days later, 50 miles away.
Their daughter shot and killed by drug dealers. Rachel's parents are calling for stricter guidelines for confidential informants. Rachel's Law is sponsored by Senator Mike Fasano and Representative Peter Nair, but it was Hoffman's father who wrote the first draft.
I just said that we're not going to take this sitting down, and just motivated to ensure this doesn't happen again, and that's was the first draft, and obviously it's changed a lot once the lawyers get a hold of it, but it basically has the same message, which is safety, suitability, and rights of the informant.
The proposed law would do several things: prevent those in drug court from being informants without approval, ensures they have an opportunity to consult a lawyer, and that safety is priority. It would make sure law enforcement takes into account the age, maturity, and experience of the informant, and it also calls for authorization by the state attorney. And even though Rachel is gone, her parents say her spirit is alive, and that she'd be proud to have her name on this law.
Well, I think Rachel would say that her parents are her heroes, and that we're fighting for her.
In Tallahassee, Rebecca Baer, ABC 27 HD. Anita Price of Albany, Georgia, is on a thrift shop road trip.
We started out in Thomasville, and then we've come in, just the fourth one we've been to here.
And Price isn't the only one looking for a bargain. According to surveys, sales at thrift stores, consignment shops, and Goodwills have gone up an average of 35% nationwide. Customers say it's their way of surviving these troubling economic times.
My husband has to have a lot of dress clothes for work, and they are outrageously expensive new, and so a couple times a year we go and make the trip and just go shopping all day.
But Goodwill employees say many shoppers are turning to secondhand stores for the first time, many middle and even upper class.
There's some things we can't control prices of, gas, food, stock market going up and down, but you can control what you spend on your clothing and your furniture. So we think we're getting new shoppers who are trying to be smart.
And while sales are up, unfortunately, the donations are down. That's why the organization is now calling on the community to donate items, especially the necessities like clothing.
That's our scary thing that's going on right now, because of our donations are still low. So if we continue having all these extra shoppers, but the donations are low, it might come to a head at some point with not having items that they're looking for.
But for now, customers say this Goodwill has everything they need, and even some extras.
67, 65.
In Tallahassee, Rebecca Baer, ABC 27 HD.